journey, being born in Maiduguri, the northern part of Nigeria. And my mother was a civil servant. My father's business had crumbled before I was born. And I remember we grew up in a location where there was no running water, there was no electricity. I saw water closet for the first time in my life at the age of 13. Myself and my sibling were literally jumping, flushing the thing, and it was a miracle, like, Omo, so there's something like this. Okay, it was an achievement. However, as a teenager, as I want to resume school, my mom would take us to our neighbor. Your son is going to school. Can you borrow me money? I want to buy gari for him. I don't know if I attended boarding house. Who remembers all the provision you need to get? And they will look down, up and down at my mom and myself. Some will agree to loan us, some will not. I remember we'll leave and I'll be so angry with my mom. Like, you just embarrassed me right now. Why are we going to be going to beg money? This and this. But at some point I said, enough of just analyzing the crossroads. And I think that's what we do a lot. How many of you agree with me? Right? Particularly young people, we just are frustrated and then we analyze the crossroads. So I said, no, I must do something. There must be something I can do about this. And I started reading books on money. The first book on money I read was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then Acres of Diamond, Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich. And that started shifting my mind to, okay, so degrees are not the reasons for the poverty of my family. Because whenever I ask my mom, why are we poor? She tells me it's because she did not have a degree. Because she's joined NEPA, PACN, okay, at a young age. And in those days, you don't need a degree. And so our promotion was so stagnated. And she told me, Stephen, go to school, get a degree, and you get a good job, and you'll be rich. But here was I reading about Rich Dad Poor Dad, telling me it's not a degree that's going to make you rich. Because in the story of Rich Dad Poor Dad, his dad had a PhD and was still poor. And his rich dad did not even have a degree and was richer than his dad that had a PhD. So I said to myself, I will go to school and I'll get this degree. But even if there is no job for me, I will graduate and I will employ people. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have over 300 staff in 4 continents of the world. However, don't let that fool you. I live now in Burj Khalifa in Dubai. In Nigeria, my wife lives in Banana Island. I have really achieved a lot of some of the dreams that I wanted to. Today, we have over 20 estates. By the year 2035, we want to have 200 estates that will have green and smart homes in those estates. That's the dream. That's the vision. I'm at a crossroad. Again, you'll be shocked. I'm trying to change the narrative of Nigeria, but the system frustrates me. The day I moved to Burj Khalifa, after some days, some Nigerians came to visit me, and I got a letter that they are going to take me to court over the fact that I'm, commercializing. And a few days before that time, some Nigerians with cutlass, started macheting themselves in the same Dubai. I remember writing a 3-page letter stating who I am. And that the fact that I live in Burj Khalifa, I'm not a nuisance. I must have worked hard to be able to afford to live here. But those are the types of crossroads we face just because you're black, just because you're Nigerian. We just concluded a 54-acre property in Dallas, Texas. It's difficult to even get financing. We have to do it cash. Again, because I'm Nigerian. And so, at this phase of my life, I'm saying to myself, enough of just being comfortable with the fact that you can pay your bills. A revolution has to come. And the elite have to champion it. The fact that you are living a comfortable life right now does not mean you should not speak. Does not mean you should not complain. But let me tell you why everybody is silent. Particularly when you're comfortable. You must have made your money through the help of one government official. You must have. I was just coming from EFCC office this afternoon. I was training in my office and some of their men came. I remember following them to the office and I said, check your record. I don't do government contract. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. Right? And the fact that I've started criticizing your government, okay, does not mean you can come and harass me as you like. Today, what is my admonition to you sitting there? Number one, start your own government. I'm able to criticize Nigerian government today because I do not need a single politician to feed my family, to live my life. I don't need government contract. In fact, they are not my clients. In fact, 90% of my clients are not even in Nigeria. So it's difficult to even use one of them to come and harass me. You have to build your own government. And if you're going to do that, you have to have mental toughness. And if you have mental toughness, you have to invest in learning about financial intelligence. It's unfortunate that our universities don't teach how to be financially intelligent. And we have not invested in that enough. And when we tell you that you should come for a seminar or read a book on how to build wealth, you say, no, it's motivation. Right? Now, the question is it the motivation you need? You need motivation. I've said it over and over again to people in government. If you don't have people motivate you, you can't move forward. Nigeria does not need the government to move forward. Nigeria needs you to move forward. You and I have what it takes to change this nation. You and I have the brain, the intelligence to be able to do good roads. Just like we are doing at Gtext. You can build good estates that will be safe for people to live in. You can multiply wealth for people. You can help people build wealth across the globe. Today we don't just sell properties in Nigeria, we do it all over. And I'm hearing that people in government are saying, how did he make his money? Well, ask them whether they investigated my poverty. They didn't. And if they want to know how to make Nigeria rich, they should come and ask me. Because it's you and I's fault that we have elected people who have not built business in one day. They have not turned 1 naira to 1,000 naira for themselves. And you think they will do it for your nation. It won't happen. If this country will move beyond the crossroad that we face today, you and I have to be wealthy. Because 2 poor people can't help themselves. And until you build your knowledge in how does money work, what is finance, even from your own personal life, how do I offer service in exchange for cash? Number 2, because my time is up, you must learn to sell something. Every wealthy man that has done it legitimately sells something. You can ask your neighbor, what are you selling? Ask somebody, what are you selling? Timmy Dakolo was invited here because he's selling something. He's selling something. He's selling music, and you love the music, don't you? I'm here because I've been selling real estate across the globe. And not just that, I've also been selling the concept that a poor man from Maiduguri can become a globally recognized property developer, including the United States. That's what I'm selling. The question, what are you selling? From today, you must begin to love to sell. You must love to sell. Everybody that is successful today is selling something, including your religious leaders. Right? The more crowd they have, the more followers they have, is directly proportional to how much they have what? Marketed the gospel of Islam or the gospel of Jesus. So what exactly are you selling? If you are not selling something, you're going to be poor. Do you know why Nigeria is poor? We don't know how to sell this nation. You can go to UK, you will see their market come to Dubai. You can go to US, you will see it on their TV, come to Dubai. When last have you seen come to Nigeria? Right? We don't know how to market. And we even, you know what we do that is worse? The best of us, as long as they don't support our government, want to pull them down. Instead of what? Pushing them up. I said to somebody, I decided to relocate out of Nigeria because if I were to have started this business in America, I would be an Elon Musk today. I would have gotten several awards from government. Right? Several recognition from the president. But you know what? I'm not a politician. I don't have an electoral value, they say. But guess what? The things are about to change. Because from the tech industry to the real estate sector to the agri sector, we are raising young entrepreneurs who do not have political affiliation. We are raising entrepreneurs who do not need politicians to survive. And give it some time, we will take this nation. You and I. Whether we're in diaspora, whether we are residing here, we will take this nation. And I want to beg you as this election comes, vote your conscience. Vote right leaders, because we are in a crossroad. It doesn't matter who you vote, Nigeria is in trouble. Right? Either it's Tinubu or Atiku or Obi, they are not going to fix it overnight. This nation is in trouble. Is in real trouble. But together, as long as you keep listening to message of hope and turn yourself to one of those change agents that you will say, EFCC has nothing on me. Police has nothing on me. Politicians what? Have nothing on me because I built my business legitimately. And lastly, as I wrap up, and this is very important, look for good mentors and either serve or pay them. I met a young man 2 days ago. He was working as an assistant to a businessman. And I said to him, you are fortunate to be an executive assistant to this man. Because what most of your mates who are wasting their time tweeting, instead of tweeting their ideas, tweeting their innovation, tweeting their business, and are looking for who to blame and who to insult every day. You are learning under a successful entrepreneur. And I said, it's a matter of time. You even do better. You build bigger business than your boss. You have to understand that as difficult as it is to have heroes in Nigeria, as difficult as it is to find good mentors, to find good role models, you must still look for one. Ultimately, there's no perfect person. You can't rise to where I am today if you don't have people behind you. Today, anywhere in the world, no matter the challenge I face, there are people who stand up for me and say, I know that guy. I've done business with him. He's a credible guy. You have to intentionally build business mentors. I know many of you have religious mentors, but you need business mentors who can show you how they turned 1,000. By the way, I started this company 1,000 naira, and we have built multi-billionaire corporation in 4 continents. You need mentors like that. I love you, and thank you for listening. I'm Stephen Akintayo.